What's going on, everybody? It is Brendan. Welcome back to Dad Planet, my little reselling corner on the internet. So yesterday, as I'm doing my thrifting and taking you along for the ride, I get a phone call from another YouTuber who says, Brendan, I am at the bins. Bring your you-know-what over here and let's get sourcing. Let's put a challenge together. Okay, you want me to source those bins at that time of day and expect to find anything? That's going to be a stretch, but I did it anyway. The both of us did it. So this video is going to be two parts. The first part is me sourcing at thrift stores. I'll show you all of the bolos that I found, and then heading up to the bins where another YouTuber and I put ourselves to the test to see who could have the bigger and better haul in a span of 30 minutes in a location that gets absolutely nuts. Pray for me. All right, so in this first thrift store, they had some carts out. So I'm gonna check the carts, and I gotta tell you, Rae Dunn is still a bolo. Yes, it's like very oversaturated, but this was a magenta piece. It did not say Rae Dunn on the bottom. Teapot with the large letters. They only wanted $4 for it. And you know what? I saw a recent comp that sold for, I think, $29 with free shipping. So between $20 and $25, I'm pretty sure I can still get for that piece. Again, not every Rae Dunn piece is going to make you a ton of money, but I do still look some of them up because it still produces even as mass produced as it is. So keep your eye out for Rae Dunn, even though it is still a little bit oversaturated. This is a pair of Echo all-terrain. These are men's sandals. Now, I can tell you, Echo does not hold up. Their dress shoes do not hold up. They're bad, but their sandals, both men and women, do very well. So I'm going to try to get $25 to $30 for those, even though the comps aren't that great. But I'm pretty confident that that's going to sell because, it's a seasonal type of thing here. I got some Doc Martens in my hand. I believe these are Lennon. Let's take a look at the tag. Lennon, Dr. Martens, Lennon. Now, I left these behind. I did not like the condition that they were in. Comps are all over the place. You see some selling low and some selling high. I'm wondering if you guys would have picked those up. Soles didn't look that great to me, and I left them behind. While I buy on brand before I buy on style, that was one that I was willing to leave behind. I just didn't and was not comfortable with the condition there. It's a KitchenAid rolling pin, no value there. They sell $20 to $30 brand new. They wanted $8 for that pre-owned. This store has two electronics locations, which is silly because both of them are like completely bare. So you're like looking for electronics, you could probably just consolidate them and make room for more stuff. I don't know a lot why Goodwill does a lot of things, but I'm on a KitchenAid appliance attachments kick. So this is an ice cream maker, and of course you saw the price tag there. They want $20 for it, so I'm not thrilled about that, but this appears to be new open box once you get a chance to see it on the inside, and the comps look really good for these. I mean, even on the low end, probably $50. On the high end, maybe $80 to $90, so I'm not quite sure where this will land, but at $20, this is a guaranteed sale, so I'm gonna pick it up and know the return's not gonna be as amazing as some of the other ones are, but the sale is guaranteed, and I think sometimes and in some cases that's way more important. So keep that in mind when you're sourcing. Like, don't be afraid to pay up, especially if you know something is going to sell. Personal purchase here, we have Fiesta plates. It's what we eat off of. We had a broken green one, so I found that exact color, so that one just goes to me on a separate purchase, separate card. But I thought I'd show you that anyway, and we'll just check in the rest of the items there. Nothing to see. Here's an emerging brand, as we talked about before, Allbirds. So I've sold a few of these now, and I think this style is Tree Skimmer or Tree Skipper. I forget exactly. It'll be on the screen. Those are a women's 10. I'll tell you what, these are white, and I've seen some in that exact same color and that exact same size selling for $35 to $40. So boom, that's a great find, and it fits in with exactly what it is I'm trying to source for in the upcoming months. So happy to find those. I found another pair recently as well, so a couple of those in my inventory. Shoot over to the toys. The Super Soaker would have been great, but with summer coming up, it fits the bill. That thing was not in great condition, and it looked like it was like battery operated, and there were, you shook it, and it had a bunch of broken stuff on the inside. So I had to pass that up. How often do you see Lego on your Goodwill shelves these days? $2.99 for this set, Chewbacca. It is brand new, sealed, and this is an easy 50 bucks. So you know what? It's, again, just being in the right place at the right time. I don't think you need to be told to look up Lego when you're in the stores, but that was an amazing find. So even though I only found a couple of things at the store, I am super satisfied with that. And then I got a call from Courtney at Bolo Buddies, who was at the bins and wanted me to dig through this stuff with her and put a little bit of a challenge together. So that's what we did. We gave ourselves about 30 minutes to just source this location and see who could come up with the bigger haul or the better haul. So I was up for the challenge, even though this place gets nuts. So the first thing that I pick up are Crocs. Crocs is an emerging brand for me. So these are men's. Army green was the color I used. They were a size 13. I think I can get $25 to $35 for those. And then I picked up a pair of Sperry's that looked cute. They were like silver and glittery. They had very clean pink insoles. So maybe $15 to $20 for those, but I liked them. And again, with summer coming up, boat season, I'm going to go ahead and take a flyer on those for sure. I don't usually buy spikes, so I passed up those New Balance. And then there was another pair of Crocs here that, I took a look at, but they were not in very good condition, so I left those behind. But I'm being pressured by Bolo Buddies to come through here, so I'm doing my best. Next item I find is this North Face bear hat and flex fit on the interior. Now, I saw a recent comp for this, and it was an embroidered hat. Looks exactly the same. That sold for $19 to $25. I think it was undersold, so I'm gonna list mine at $30, and we'll see what happens there. North Face bear hat is the keyword that you want to use when you are looking up comps for that one. But I think I can get $25 to $30 for that. It's a Puma hat. Puma's not a very good brand for me. I didn't look that hat up. If it was worth $1 million, somebody else, please go and grab it. But Puma I don't do generally very well with, so I don't look at it a ton. But I'm always looking for hats, and I'm always looking for t-shirts when I'm at the bins. Here we go with the emerging season, summertime, this Swimways spring float. A couple of comps in the $30 range for this, brand new. If this was in the fall, I would not pick it up, but we are approaching summer, so I am going to throw that in my cart. That was a nice find. Those things are a little bit awkward because the circumference is huge, so shipping, you have to find kind of a larger box for it to jam it in. But I know it will sell, and I think $25 is a pretty fair price for that too. It's one of the larger models to fit an adult, not a child. So a couple of golf clubs there. I probably should have looked at them, but the grips didn't look that great, so I'm not sure that I really missed a ton. But this place was heavily picked over when Bolo Buddies and I started this little challenge, and I think the loser is going to have to send the other one a thrifted item. So you're gonna have to vote, and I'm gonna send you over to Courtney at Bolo Buddies page to vote and see who had the better haul. So I encourage you to go over there, and I will have that linked in the description here. I thought that might have been some doll clothing, like some vintage doll clothing. I should have probably had Bolo Buddies take a look at that, but I didn't. And even with the small amount of things I have in my cart so far, I'm pretty satisfied, because getting here at this time of day, as crazy as it can get, it's like a recipe for failure usually, because I like getting there early in the mornings. But as always, if you guys see something that I missed, please let me know. Dyson attachment there, might have had some value, but I'm kind of over attachments at this point. Now this is a laser tag set. Squad Hero is the name. I think Champion Games is the brand. If this had been brand new, this would have sold for anywhere from $150 to $200. Now, I took it home. I do put it in my cart. I tested the guns, and they would not charge. However, those chest pieces that you see there are 4 of them, and those all work. So while I'm not going to get $200 for all of that, I think $10 for each parted out chest piece will get me 40 bucks. So again, I'm still satisfied with that. And then this one here, this surprised me. This Thrasher magazine hoodie. So it's a pink hoodie, and the comps, the sold comps, they had wear and damage to the garment, which this one also does, and they were still selling in between $20 and $30. So I picked this up because, again, the data told me to do so. And then just checking those sold comps, all right, even with the damage, I'll take that. I would love to sell that for $15 to $20. It's one of those things that a lot of people would pass up, especially with the flaws. This is not necessarily a bolo. I probably should have put this back. I forgot about it when it was in my cart. It's a Tim Hortons, like a vintage Tim Hortons employee t-shirt. It's time to roll on the back is what it says, but I'm going to list it for $15 and I bet you it sells eventually. M&O was the brand, was the tag brand. So vintage, it was not single stitch, it was double stitch, but I think it was over 20 years old. So could be a fun one, but definitely not one that you're probably going to want to pick up unless you're really trying to grow your inventory numbers. If you want something to sell fast, that's definitely a long-tail bolo on that shirt. So just keep that in mind. And this is just me doing what I do, digging through all of this stuff here. I did get lucky towards the end. I found a couple of Octonauts figures. I don't have those listed yet because I'm gonna lot them up and sell them together with maybe some vehicles. They have a little bit of damage, but I always grab them because those are in high demand. And there were a couple of things in my cart that I have that I did not film, and I'll go over those bolos with you here in a second. But I'll tell you what, with only having 30 minutes to source, I think I did pretty well. I think Courtney did pretty well. And I encourage you to check her video out to see, because us being in the same spot at the same time, that was a lot of fun. And I'm sure we'll probably end up doing more of these in the future. So a couple of things I did pick up: pair of Converse Chuck Taylors. These were a cool color with the lime and the blue. I listed that for $25. I have a vintage The Game Michigan Wolverines bucket hat. It's from 1995 that I'm going to list for $40. A Polo Ralph Lauren lacrosse cap, I put $40 on that. And then a pair of Citizens of Humanity jeans for $20. I mean, all in all, that's a pretty good haul. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments how everything went and if you enjoyed that. All right, I have the Bolo Buddies video linked in the description below. Please check that out. Head over to her community page and leave a vote. Who had the better haul? Was it Dad Planet? Was it Bolo Buddies? We're gonna let you decide. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that. Smash that like button if you liked what you saw or you learned something today, and then always consider becoming a member of the Dad Planet family by subscribing to the channel and then hitting the bell notification icon so that you know every time a video is uploaded to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you in the next video.